Yo, what's up, good people? Y'all know what time it is. It's AA Sports, straight sports, no chaser. You got the super team of sports talk here with y'all. I'm one half of it, Diego Barishnikov, the Black Dominican Russian, and I'm here checking in with my main man, the 6 foot and under post-up champ. Tell them who you are.
What's good, good people? It's your boy Uncle Hate, the other A in AA Sports, broadcasting live on a Wednesday. We here. It's football. What's good, big homie?
Oh, man, I can't call it. Like you said, football season, second week of camp. We got the first preseason game tomorrow between the Ravens and the Bears, Hall of Fame game. And probably like every year, I'd be excited because it's the first game, and I end up watching like a quarter of it.
That's all you can really watch.
Man,
like a quarter.
Man, them boys be trash.
That's like worse than the Scrubs tomorrow.
Absolutely, but maybe it'll have a little different feel since it's moved to a Thursday. You know, traditionally,
it's normally
on Sundays.
Yeah,
after the Hall of Fame ceremonies, but they're switching it up. Probably try to get a few more ratings or what have you. So let's see how that goes. Nothing else on tomorrow, I don't believe so.
NFL like that Thursday money. They really do.
Yeah. I mean, this is really a good idea business-wise because Thursday, you know, some people kick that. That's how some people kick their weekend off.
Yeah. We used to. Thirsty Thursdays. Thirsty Thursdays. Which probably leads us right on into the opening segment for tonight. As always, I know how we start the show. But before we start the show, let's not even get out of pocket. Finna go off the rails already. We just started. Oh, we good.
We appreciate y'all tuning in, as always, to AA Sportscast. Again, it's Uncle Hayden and Diego here. Everybody that watches us on the YouTube channel, continue to do so. Watch, like, hit that subscribe button. Leave us some comments as well. And also thank you guys that listen to us on the go on the Spreaker platform. We appreciate that as well. So like we said, we're going to jump right on into it now. In the club, free before 10 with y'all broke asses. It's open bar. And it's open bar / news, something kind of like the news, right? Hey,
there you go. Our edition of the news. The stuff that we see that is interesting to us that we like to report to you on this platform that we have called AA Sports. Well, we're going to start it off. I'm going to start it off. I want to raise a glass, people. I want to raise a glass to the Roswell police. You remember you heard about them two cops who pulled that lady over and they said they were going to flip a coin to see if they were going to lock her up?
Right, the two chicks.
Yes, Courtney Brown and Christy Wilson. Well, y'all asses got fired. Flipping coins to decide people's freedom, that's no bueno, people. Y'all flip that coin, decide which unemployment office y'all going to, because that was some bullshit.
And what even made it more bullshit is they flipped the coin and it landed on what was supposed to let the lady free, and they still didn't let her free.
Suckers, man.
Yeah.
Suckers. All right, my next story goes out to another person who got locked up. This one is for Patricia Hall. She's 69 years old. She shot and killed her husband, Frank, people. She shot and killed Frank because Frank was ordering too much porn, dog. She got tired of looking at that cable bill, seeing that porn on there. He said he was going to stop. He kept going, so she put an end to it.
I mean, at 69, what was she still doing for him, if anything?
Yes. But even with that, Pornhub, all these free sites.
You took it right out of my mouth. Why is he paying for it? Why does anybody pay for porn? Please explain it to me.
Because Frank Hill is 65 years old. He don't know about this new stuff. All he know is he see that movie on that channel way at the end of your cable.
I mean, damn, man. Yeah, it's way too much free stuff going on out here. I mean, unless some of you perverts have to watch it so long that I guess some of these sites, the free time probably runs out and then it make you pay. I think you only needed a few minutes.
That's all you should do. That's all you should.
If you need a point video more than 10, 15 minutes, you doing something wrong.
You doing something wrong. But Patricia, you ain't have to put that man in the ground. Y'all had years in this thing. And my last something like the news story goes out to Keith Jordan. Keith Jordan went into Walmart. Keith Jordan stuck 9 goddamn steaks in his sweatpants and left. And got on a moped. On a moped. The folks apprehended him shortly thereafter.
I say he probably didn't get far going 13 miles an hour.
On a moped with 9 steaks.
Were they T-bones, fillets, you know?
They didn't say that much, but they said the folks just watched him on camera. He just put the steaks in his pants, walked on out the door. Shit didn't go too well for him, but keep your head up, Keith. Keep your head up, man. I like steak too, but I ain't putting that down my sweatpants and walking out the door.
Well, maybe he really needed that meal that night, and he still ended up getting the meal, just not the one he wanted.
Just not the one he wanted.
Well, you know what? Depending on what time of day it was, I guess I'm going to tell on myself a little bit, but you go in that tank after like 6 o'clock, dinner served. You you ass out until like 5 the next morning, straight up. So anybody stealing steaks, it was probably in the evening time for dinner.
Yeah,
he was ass out.
Yeah, maybe he had a big cookout coming. He just didn't have that bread, and he had to have his part.
Better find one of these meat man rolling around in the shopping centers or something, rolling through these people's neighborhoods, letting stuff go for the low.
Yeah, I'm looking for one of them now because, I can't find me an EBT plug. That's another story. Let's keep it moving.
All right. So good stories. Hey, I got a few that's outside of the world of sports. My first one goes is a shout out to Atlanta. Some Atlanta high school kids out of Grady High School, 4th Ward. Shout out to them. Shout out to their debate team. Okay. All black debate team went up to Harvard University, people. This was a couple weeks ago, but went up to Harvard University, took the individual debate title, national title, and took the team title. Yes, people, some black boys from the hood in Atlanta on the debate team went to Harvard and did that. Round of applause to them young men. Round of applause to them young men.
Round of applause. That's some good shit right there.
Absolutely. Next up, this is actually in the world of sports. Another good deed. LeBron James opened up the I Promise School, which is a public school, not a private school, not a charter school, but a public school for at-risk youth. Of course, this is a good thing. Now, he's not the first to open up a school. No, I honestly was a little annoyed, just a little bit, because I understand why they putting him out there like that as LeBron James. But to me, they kind of made it seem like he's the first person to do this.
Right, and it's been a few athletes with schools.
Right,
and on a whole other network.
I was just about to say, you got one that comes on one of your top shows first thing in the morning. So, but shout out to all the people that's doing things like that. What kind of make this one a little bit unique about LeBron though is not only the kids are going to be able to go to that school, free what have you. They're going to receive free tuition, free books. Free uniforms, free transportation within a certain amount of time, free breakfast, lunch, and snacks. Also, they're going to have a food pantry at the school so that families that need food can come and pull food out of the food pantry. You got GEDs and job placement for the parents of some of these students. That's dope.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times some of these adults, after they get to a certain age and they don't have a diploma or a GED, they kind of feel embarrassed about going back to get it, so they just never do.
Right.
So, and you need some kind of paperwork saying that you did something in school to go out here and get a pretty decent job. Indeed. So shout out to LeBron for that. And then on top of that, these kids are going to have guaranteed tuition to the University of Akron as long as they graduate from the I Promise School. So it's kind of like a pipeline, which is real good.
That's dope, man. But some of these folks want him to just shut up and dribble, though.
Hey, man, it's a good thing he didn't listen, right?
Exactly. That should be talked about, like they said that stuff. But shout out to that boy LeBron.
Absolutely. So shout out to LeBron and the Harvard debate team. Applause for them people.
All right, I had two other ones just came to my mind. Remember last week we were talking about, we're going to keep it moving, but remember last week we were talking about 50 and Floyd? Well, if we got them on a card together, can we have Draymond and Tristan under the undercard?
On the card.
Yeah. No holds barred, just put them in there and just anything goes. Who walking out of that room?
Oh, in a dark room, I'm going to go with Draymond.
I don't know. That Canadian boy seemed like he want that smoke, though.
I mean, yeah, that's the difference between wanting smoke and being able to deal with the smoke once you get it. Now, according to the story, though, we can't sell Tristan Thompson short no more, right?
Nah.
Because I never would have thought it would that if you would have told me that these two dudes ended up in the club during the summertime, one step to the other one on some apology stuff, and the other one is basically, I wouldn't expect Draymond to be the one getting punched. I just put it that way.
I wouldn't expect him to apologize to Tristan at all. I mean, he rode the hell out of him in the finals, but I just wouldn't expect him to walk up to him and apologize.
But you know what? I can kind of see it a little bit because Draymond, he kind of seemed like the type of cat. Like, I mean, I don't think he's as tough as he portrays to be. First of all, or as most people like to give him credit for being. I don't think that.
I don't believe that at all.
But I can see him trying to maybe come up to him if he see him in the same spot, trying to come up to him. I can see that. But at the same time, I'm Tristan. I don't want to hear it because you tried to chump me in front of when the cameras and the bright lights was on. Now we're in a dark club. Now you want to come say my bad. Now I don't want to hear that shit.
No.
You know,
I guess I figured I would see him apologizing to, like, when he called LeBron a bitch, 2 years ago? I could see him step into an all-star caliber player, a USA ball player. But Tristan, I kind of was like, okay, he just going to let that ride. But, I mean, that's dope of him to do that because, you know, I would like for us not to be carrying on like that in front of the cameras. But Tristan.
Right. And he's saying he likes to say he's a competitor and all that. So that's the only reason I say I think I can see him maybe doing it.
Yeah.
You know, because I think outside of that competition, outside of that court, they shouldn't have no problems.
Nah, I mean, this ain't like it was back in our time. I mean, everybody homeboys.
Right.
They all kick it, you know. There's no such thing as a rivalry. All right, we can get up out of here. I thought I had another one, but I don't. So we can
I did have one more before we go.
What's that?
Before we move on to our preview of the AFC East and the NFC North. Jim Harbaugh. Did you see him tell was it a quarterback I think he told, do not eat chicken because it's a nervous bird? What the fuck is that about?
Jim Harbaugh be on some other. And you know what? As much as we could talk about that's some sucker shit, but he kind of got a win today, though. Boy, if this Urban Meyer thing sticks, he just might beat Ohio State.
Oh. Yeah, I didn't catch that. I didn't even know Urban Meyer had been placed on administrative leave until I printed out the notes and printed and was reading.
I just saw it late too, but yeah, shout out to Jim. You just might get that win you need.
I'm assuming it's surrounded around him keeping that guy on the staff that he knew about was it a domestic violence case or a sexual assault?
Yeah, and I'm trying to pick my words carefully with this. Like, how was that? What was he supposed to fire the dude? So did the dude get locked up for it, or was it just something that happened at home and it was?
I don't know. I mean, I saw the story, but I didn't really pay much attention to it. Okay. But if it's anything to do with domestic violence or assault as a head coach, yeah, he's supposed to tell somebody about that.
Okay. See, I didn't read all of it either, so I don't know if the dude got locked up, he got home, and he still kept his job. Yeah, in that case, you're supposed to sit him. I mean,
from what I gathered, it kind of seemed like one of those instances. Damn, who was the Michigan State? Mm-hmm. Remember, Michigan State kept the guy. Izzo kept that guy on the staff all that time after he was allegedly involved in XYZ.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So it was kind of something like that.
You got to move on from him. So, but yeah, back to your original thing. Ain't nothing wrong with chicken. Nothing wrong with chicken at all.
No, I like it grilled. I like it fried. I like it sauteed.
Shit, after we finish this show, I got me a chicken pie I'm about to fire up. So let's get to it.
I hope you got it in the oven already. Them shits take like 2 hours to make.
Yeah, I put it on before, so I'm good
to
go. Good.
All right, cool.
All right, let's run through these quick tidbits. The Falcons, y'all dragged this shit out with Julio Jones all about maybe 2 months now, give or take. for him to get an additional $2.9 million. People, we kind of talked about it back and forth on here, and everybody was like, pay that man, pay that man. I get it now. I believe you said to me the other day that the guaranteed money was pretty much over with after this. So he had to get some money up front, and I don't blame him for that. Seemed like y'all could have handled this behind the scenes, though, for $2.9 million. It really just kind of seemed like it. But, hey, he's in camp. Y'all got a goal to play for, Super Bowl at your house. Y'all should try to get there. Shout out to him. Got anything on that, or we can move?
No, I always thought the Falcons were the one that dropped the ball with this from the beginning, back, probably around the draft when they opened their mouth saying that they were going to try to get something done with his deal. Because I remember, everybody was like, "Oh, y'all are okay," and then they waited, and they come out and said, "No, we're not going to do anything after minicamp."
Basically,
so, here you are, like you said, $3 million. You probably could, when it comes to these guys' contracts, you probably could never keep it totally under wraps. But I just think they botched it too many times along the way. Like you said, $2.9, $3 million. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out if you weren't going to give him a brand new deal, the only thing that you could do was take some money from the backside and move some up, like the Steelers were doing with AB. So
they done like the last 2 years before they paid him. So
right. It just wasn't hard to figure out. So like you said, I don't know why it took them so long.
All right, offensive linemen got some bags over this past week. Taylor Lewan, one of our holdouts on our list, who did not get – well, he wasn't up for the franchise tag. He's still on the rookie deal. But they set him straight with $75 million, $50 million guaranteed. Then the Falcons, they gave Julio his $3 and turned right back around and paid Jake Matthews. We still ain't found out the guaranteed money on this deal, have we?
I stopped looking because they never released it.
Time
See if it's on there before we get off air, but I never saw it.
Okay, so we know they said it was $70 million, but that's not all. He's not gonna get all 70 of that. So if Taylor Lewan got 50, I'm thinking 40 to 45 for Jake Matthews. I'm thinking.
As far as the guaranteed money, you're probably right, but he's young. He probably, unless he just starts sucking and they cut him. If he's there for the whole full contract, he should get his money.
Damn, the full 70. How about that? All right, and Walter Brown got an extension with the Seattle Seahawks. Walter Brown is 33 years old playing left tackle. No problem with that. If y'all giving money out and what's his name? Earl Thomas wants more money and y'all not going to pay him, go ahead and trade him for something. Be done with it. He's not in your plans. Move on. Walter Brown will solidify that offensive line. Hopefully he can continue to protect Russell. But, what's his name? Earl, they're not going to pay you, homie. They're just not.
Right, so he's not showing up to camp.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. All right, let's move on to this. We're going to try to get 2 divisions knocked out today, people. So we're going to start off with the one that is not too much of a mystery.
We still got one more.
Oh, shit. Forgot about that. Okay. Yeah, so John Gruden got hired. You told me January, right?
Right.
January. He got hired as the head coach of the Oakland Raiders. Khalil Mack is not – if he's not the best player, he's the second best player on that team. I would say the best player. And he's in a contract dispute. He wants his money. As of today's show, from what I understand, John Gruden has yet to speak with Khalil Mack. Yet.
Not only, he hasn't talked to him at all, and nobody from the team has talked to him since the end of the season. So basically, no communication with your best player.
You know what that means. People, the NFL and the NBA are totally different beasts. They're totally different beasts. NFL, them coaches and them GMs, they can talk that shit because you know what they holding? Franchise tag. They can hold that mess, and they know they're going to own you for 3 more years if they want to. So, you want your money, sure, absolutely. But if they don't want to pay you, they can make you go year to year. And that kind of seems like that's which way the Oakland Raiders are going with this. Mm-hmm. This cat is good. He's really good.
Now, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Like you said, nobody's talked to him. Ain't no contracts. What's up?
No, go ahead. You good.
Okay. Yeah, no contracts have moved. No offers have been made. No nothing. So, I don't understand John Gruden at all.
Okay. Well, 2 things. I'll get to what is possibly a why. And then before I get to that, though, I think defenders in as a whole in general are in trouble. Because you look at all these receivers getting money.
Yes.
Some of them getting what we're thinking is big money, and they are number twos getting number one money.
Shout out to Stephon Diggs.
Shout out to him getting his bag. Brandon Cooks, get your money.
Yeah.
Sorry, y'all not number ones to me. Not yet. Okay. But the game is going offensive.
That's true.
Okay? You look at all the linemen that got paid, all these receivers that got paid, running backs. Todd Gurley has reset the running back market. And who's all waiting to get paid?
Running backs and defenders.
Khalil Mack, Aaron Donald. You know, your defenders are the ones waiting to get paid. And then on top of that, all of the rules are being rewritten to favor the offense. This new tackling rule. You got Roquan Smith in Chicago ain't touched the practice field yet because he holding out off what I thought was offset language like everybody, all these other rookies. But no, he's holding out because he wants that clause taken out of his contract that they could take back his guarantees if he gets suspended or fined for this new helmet rule.
Yeah, that's kind of shitty.
Yeah, so the defenders are getting the shit end of the stick.
Now, I'm with you on that. I'm 100% with you on that. But I guess the ones who are out there, I guess I would look at it different for a corner compared to a pass rusher. Khalil Mack's a pass rusher. Aaron Donald, pushes the pocket. Right. I guess I would look at it different for corners because the rules are set up to help wide receivers. So you ain't really going to shut none of them down. But you need a Khalil Mack and an Aaron Donald. You need them. To me,
right. But normally we see these defensive kind of guys, these kind of guys getting big contracts.
Right.
I can't name one defender who got paid this year. Not a big contract.
Nah.
Because the big guys are still waiting on money or waiting to be traded.
No, it hasn't been. Now that I think about it, I can't think of
nobody off the top of my head. I think the class was kind of scarce anyway, though, in that regard. So that's that. But the other thing, I was watching or listening to a podcast or something. Bucky Brooks was on.
I like him.
And he kind of broke down a reason why the Raiders may not be giving Khalil Mack a contract. Now, this is something I didn't know, and I love learning ins and outs about the league and just things behind the scenes, rather than just turn on the game, watching and turn it off, right?
Like most people do.
Right, exactly. So apparently, when these teams sign these guys to these big, large deals with these big guarantees, let's say you get a deal, $50 million guaranteed, they have to put $50 million cash in an escrow to cover that deal. Okay. He talked about how the Raiders, they have the poorest owner in the league, or if you want to call it NFL owner poor, but out of all 32, he's the least wealthiest. Mm-hmm. The Raiders have the least amount of revenue, sales, and concessions coming in.
Really?
Out of all the 32 teams. So they basically don't – he's saying basically they may not even have that money to put up. He made a comparison to the Rams and how – I forget the owner of the Rams, but he got deep pockets. I think he's one of the richest owners in the league, cash-wise. So it's nothing for him to drop some money in the bank if need be, which is why you see these people, why they keep getting all these big deals.
Right.
I never knew that.
Wow. And that's surprising considering the fact that the black hole stays deep, like packed, sellouts every week. Well, damn, that would give me pause considering the fact I guess that's funny money when they said they gave John Gruden $100 million. So we'll see.
I don't know how it works with coaches. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But player-wise, if I gather what Bucky said correctly, that was just kind of –
No, that makes a whole lot of sense. That 100% makes sense. But we definitely going to see what happens with that. I believe he will get the bag at some point. If not, he'll get, an average of the highest salaries on that tag. So we shall see. All right. Anything else?
No, that's it. Let's get to this AFC East.
All right, let's run through this one real quick. If that's possible, I don't want to shit on nobody, but the AFC East has not really been competitive for the last, 10, 12 years, give or take.
Yeah. It's been multiple division titles in a row. What LeBron say? Not one, not two, not the Patriots live that life.
Yeah, and it'd be different if we could sit there and say, week 10, 11, it's down to the stretch. We don't know which way this division gonna go. Patriots kind of had that division locked up somewhere before Thanksgiving every year.
Say Halloween, so yeah.
Yeah, it's locked up every year. So it's almost like who's playing for second place if we can go there. The Patriots finished 13-3 last year. They finished 5-1 in their division. The Bills finished 9-7 overall, 3-3 in the division. The Dolphins went 6-10, 2-4 in the division, and the Jets went 2-4, and a surprising 5-11. Jets played hard last year, people. I just knew Todd Bowles was going to get fired, but he got something out of that team last year. And if you ask me going into this season, looking at both rosters, Jets going to be the number 2 team in that division to me.
Yeah, man, I still think the Patriots is going to take it. I'm not expecting too much out of these other teams. It's going to be interesting to. Are we going team by team? Where are we going with this?
We can go team by team with them, or we can just save that for the NFC North. But we can talk about it.
No, man, I got a few things on some of these teams. I got some notes down. So
all right, let's go. All right, coaches. I'm assuming we both consider Bill Belichick the best coach in the division. I would say Todd Bowles is next. Adam Gase should be fired at some point. And Sean McDermott, I'm assuming that's a slow build. They made the playoffs last year thanks to the Cincinnati Bengals, but they got in and they got beat. But, that's a stepping block. Somewhere to get going with it. But let's talk about these Patriots. Finished first in offense. It's kind of something that you would expect. Solid, good offense every year. The thing we did not expect from these Patriots this past year was 29th in defense. 29th. They gave up a lot of points last year, people. A whole lot of points. Now, it did get a little bit better toward the end of the year. They seem to stop the bleeding somewhat. But
I was about to say, is that they scoring defensive rank?
Nah, that's just total all-around total defense.
Right. I know it
breaks down off scoring, too.
Yeah, I think that's what the Patriots like, too. They like to focus on scoring. So they'll let you get all you want in the 20s. Mm-hmm. When you get to the red zone, that's when they look to shut you down.
Well, yeah, it slowed down a bit, because they were giving up. I think the first game of the year they gave up 45 points. But some shit went wrong. I'm trying to think the linebacker who got hurt last year, right when the season started. One of the big guys. He can't recall the name.
They got rid of Chandler Jones.
Chandler Jones was hurt.
No, he was gone. Remember he in Arizona.
Yeah, he was gone.
Ended up losing the league in sacks.
What's the cornerback they signed from the Bills?
Stephon Gilmore.
Stephon Gilmore looked lost most of the year last year. He looked lost.
Him and Malcolm Butler, they were getting ate up first part of the season. I want to say Logan Ryan was probably in and out of the lineup or hurt, maybe. But yeah, they were getting torched beginning of the season, and like you said, they tightened it up a little bit.
Yeah, I mean it came around. I mean, at the end of the day, even with all those struggles, they still finished 11th in giveaway takeaway. They had the third-ranked offensive line, which basically means Tom Brady's jersey was not getting dirty, and they made it back to the Super Bowl. They had a good chance to win the Super Bowl, but it did not go that way. And, it's still questions following the coaching decisions in that Super Bowl. It's a different day in New England right now, it seems. The players are bucking a bit more. It don't seem like Belichick is completely in charge as he once was. It seems like, what's his name? Robert Kraft chose Tom Brady. He chose Brady.
You can see it's a little friction there. Gronk was saying some things, Brady kind of saying some things. So, it could be one of those instances like we talked about how Seattle never recovered after not giving Marshawn Lynch that ball.
Very true.
The star players never really having that faith in Pete Carroll and that coaching staff again. Even with all the good history that the Patriots have, as great as Bill Belichick is as a coach, I don't think them players can they can't overlook that, especially when he's still holding on to that. I don't have to tell anybody anything about why I did it. You know what I'm saying?
That's a real analog way to think.
Right.
On regards to things nowadays. Today's times are different, B. They want more transparency. Y'all were getting sliced up first half. You proved your point. You had the man on the side on the sideline with his helmet on, and I just felt like that should have been something told to him in the locker room. We'll never know the full truth, but I get the impression homie thought he was playing.
Yeah, I mean, even during the game, but I'm even talking about even that, but even like to this day, even Brady has asked him what was up, and I don't have to. I basically don't have to tell you anything.
Yeah, that's some sucker shit.
That's some bullshit right there.
Yeah, but that's the way they're moving with it.
But his time's coming to an end anyway.
Oh yeah. I give him 2 years.
Yeah, his time's coming to an end. He didn't want to trade Jimmy G, but Robert Kraft made him. Appreciate you. Hopefully,
yeah.
So it is what it is.
Yeah, and they're taking some L's in regards to their receiving core. They cut a player that we have listed on here as an addition today. Jordan Matthews got cut. Julian Edelman, he was hurt last year, missed the whole year. Apparently, he took them roids to get back this year, and he's going to miss the first 4 games. Danny Amendola, he left. He's still talking shit. I should have pulled it up, but their depth chart at wide receiver.
Oh, I got a few down here in my notes. You look at Malcolm Mitchell, Kenny Britt, all dealing with injuries right now. They even brought in Eric Decker for a workout, I think yesterday or the day before yesterday. So yeah, they are hurting that receiver. First couple games, it's going to be Gronk and is Hogan still there?
Yeah, Chris Hogan's still there.
Hogan's still there. So, but I don't think this team has as many. I'm trying to think who's that running back. I know they drafted Sony Michel.
Yeah, Sony Michel.
Jeremy Hill's in there now. I think he's probably fringe to even make the team.
Yeah. Rex Burkhead.
Burkhead will be there.
The goal line guy last year. But with New England, you just don't know.
The goal line dude from last year is probably I think him and Jeremy Hill are gonna be fighting for that last spot.
Right.
What's the boy's name? He came from Buffalo, right?
Came from Buffalo. I know what you're talking about, but it's like they played him the first 5-6 weeks and then they ain't play him no more.
Exactly.
So it's fantasy spoiler alert. People stay away from Patriot running backs. I'm just saying. But even with all of that, they picked up a pass rusher. I'm more concerned about the subtractions. You lose Malcolm Butler, Nate Solder, Amendola, Deion Lewis, and LeGarrette Blount. I mean, I know it's a machine and they tend to keep it moving, but those are some valuable pieces that have helped them win over the last 2 years, and they all walk at the same time.
Right. All right.
That's concerning to me.
Yeah, especially Nate Solder.
Yes.
Like you should talk about Brady jersey not getting dirty. He's a big reason why.
Right.
And he's going to be protecting Eli.
Right. So, the Patriot way has worked out so far, but I believe it's a chink in that armor because those players and nobody else can understand why they didn't play Malcolm Butler, and they ain't getting much of no explanation, so we keep it moving. All right, the team that finished second in the division, the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo made the playoffs last year, but I swear the aura around that team, you would think they didn't. You would think they went like 2 and whatever instead of making the playoffs. They went 9-7. They got in. I've been on this show and I've been a Tyrod Taylor apologist, but looking at these numbers, I see why they did what they did.
Hey, man, that's Ty God, man.
Ty God, you can't have under 3,000 yards and only 14 touchdowns. I mean, them no interceptions, them 4 picks, that does help, but damn, you're not getting it done down the field, homie. You're just not.
So, I mean, he's got the magic number that they look for now with completion percentage, 62, 63 or so. But like you said, only 2,800 yards. That sounds like check down Charlie.
Yeah, 2,800, and I guess you could say you throw in there 400 rushing, but that ain't really helping when, you got to get down the field.
Right. But let's not put this all on him. I mean, Kelvin Benjamin did come in mid-season.
Yeah.
Who else was there? Zay Jones, I think was he their top receiver?
Yeah, he was a rookie. Those two were their top receivers, and they both combined for 43 balls total. So
it's not like he had a whole lot to work with.
Well, I'm sorry. LaShawn McCoy was their top receiver with 59 balls and almost 500 yards. Okay,
well, there you go.
And at some point, Shady got to slow down, right? At some point. I mean, he's about to be 30.
I mean, he's been chugging for a minute.
Yes.
He's been going hard for a minute.
Yes. You know, that whole thing in regards to him and his personal life, people, that seems to has gone away. Don't believe everything you see, people. Don't believe it because it's on Instagram. Wait to get the facts. Shady's in camp, and I've heard nothing else about this situation. But I believe they're going with AJ McCarron. He finally was gonna get a shot at a job, but then they drafted Josh. What's his name?
They drafted Josh Allen.
Josh Allen, the guy who they said can throw a mile, but completion percentage in a whack ass conference wasn't really good. So we're gonna see him, Buffalo.
That remind me of another quarterback I know that can throw really far, but he ain't accurate.
Yeah, you talking about that one that plays down there in Carolina? It's okay.
Nah. I'm talking about your personal quarterback.
Oh, don't talk about Driscoll Ferrari. Shout out to that Driscoll Ferrari. My
Shots
quarterback
fired.
was good, Driscoll.
Shots fired.
But nah, man. I mean, in Buffalo, I guess they assuming he's gonna be throwing through all that damn snow.
Right. That's why because he's from I think he went to Wyoming. He's from up that way, so he's used to playing in that weather. So that's why they drafted him. But yeah, he's gonna have to get that completion percentage in order. I really don't think they have a choice but to start AJ McCarron. Allen ain't really ready.
No.
And there's no way in hell I'm throwing Peterman anywhere near a football field unless I absolutely have to. Yeah,
that kind of taints my whole situation towards the quarterback. I mean McDermott, the head coach. Early this year, he was still talking that shit, talking about Peterman has a chance to start, bruh. Really?
I mean that new Madden does come out in a couple of weeks, so maybe he meant that.
Okay, gotcha. All right, Buffalo. You brought in Starla Tuile, AJ McCarron, and Vontae Davis. Boy, Chris Ivory over under 5 games. I say he'll get the 5. That's about all he ever gives you every year.
Yeah, I mean, like Shady's going to be doing most of the work, so
he'll probably be a touchdown vulture.
Yeah, he'll have a similar role to what he had. Was it Jacksonville last year?
Yeah,
basically to back up, the main guy.
And that's a good job to have. I can't knock him for that. All right, let's talk about these Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins were expected to have a good year last year up until, what's his name? Tannehill got hurt. Non-contact tore his ACL. Now, I believe that was the same knee he injured right before the end of the season last year, and he wasn't able to play in the playoffs, so, that got messed up again. And they had to bring in old Jay Cutler. Well, they finished 25th in total offense, 29th in rushing, 18th in passing. That sucks. I'm going to tell you I can't say that's the whole reason why Ndamukong Suh is gone, but you can't have the highest paid defender. And y'all finished 16th in total defense, 16th in passing, 14th in rushing, only 30 sacks. I don't believe that was all his fault. I just believe that team is just – I mean, it's almost like they really have not been shit since Dan Marino quit, like 25 years ago. Whenever that was, he quit.
I mean, you had the only bright spot I can, off the top of my head, think about that the Dolphins have had since Dan Marino was that little bit of time where Ronnie Brown was there and they were running that Wildcat.
Okay, see, I was going to go Ricky Williams. I forgot all about that Wildcat era. That's a good call.
Was Ricky didn't Chad Pennington play? No, Chad Pennington played for the Jets. I'm tripping.
No, he did play for the Dolphins. I want to say he played with Ricky Williams.
Okay.
They might have snuck in the playoffs once or twice.
Right, I was to say, here and there. Yeah, they've had a couple. But, yeah, not much of anything.
It's just shit. They spend money every year. They pay people. They go get the biggest free agents, and it never works out. It just never does. If you look at the subtractions, most of these dudes is ones that they just signed like a year or two ago, gave them big money.
Julius Thomas, Pouncey, Timmons.
Sue, they just paid him.
Sorry, I meant Sue. Not Pouncey was there a few years, right?
Yeah, they drafted him, so I guess that doesn't really count. But Thomas was a big deal.
Right. Now I'm looking at a couple of additions that they made. They're not on this particular list, but I was reading up on them last night, trying to do some homework. They said that their defensive line is acting a fool so far in camp. Like,
really?
For real, right? And two big additions that they had. Remember, they got Robert Quinn.
I forgot about the Rams. Yes.
And they got Akeem Spence at D tackle.
Yes.
And so those are two big pieces that are there to Spence is there probably to replace Sue, and Quinn is there to try to anchor that defensive end linebacker spot.
Yes,
so
sir.
Those could be two big additions for them. I don't know what Frank Gore's role is going to be. He's 100, but he's still the tank.
Yeah.
But I think that job is pretty much going to be King and Drake's, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I mean,
he's probably going to be the starter. Right?
He was explosive, but you give Frank 12 to 14 carries. You let the young boy get 18 touches. I would say 14 carries, 4 receptions. That's solid.
Yeah, but I mean, this whatever this team does, it's going to come down to Ryan Tannehill. I mean, pretty much him and Adam Gase. Now these receivers, Kenny Stills, he's a decent receiver. I like him, but Devontae Parker got to step up.
He got to show up.
But you know what? He's got to be on the field too.
Yeah, that's the best ability, people. Availability.
Yeah. There you go. So, I think every now and then, or in most cases, the Dolphins will have a pretty decent defense.
They play hard.
They always play hard on defense. It's the offense that never can really get up to par. So once again, here we are.
Yeah. So that's looking like, as always, either 6-10, 7-9, or 9-7. There is no in between. That's where they fall.
There you go.
All right, the New York Jets. Boy, I know I was on them hard last year because I was like, okay, this is the year to tank. Fuck are you doing winning games? What are you doing? You're trying to get number one. Tank. Right. Lose. Well, somewhere along the way, they played hard. They fought, and they got to 5 wins. Boy, I want to say when we did the season preview last year, we was like, Todd, man, go ahead and get your kids prepared. Let them know you're going to be going to another school next year, blase. Well,
did not see that happening. Todd said, no. Motherfuckers better get out there and play for me.
Hey, they played for him, and maybe they had the right formula getting rid of all the veterans. Maybe they realized there was a whole lot of bad apples on that team, and they got rid of all of them, let the young boys play, and, they seem to be building towards something. I firmly believe they're going to be the second best team in this division.
I mean, if I had to guess right now, I would say yeah. Because even if you don't factor in Darnold starting right away, McCown was solid last year, but from what I'm hearing, Bridgewater is playing better than him right now. Now, whether they let him start initially and use him as straight bait, which is I'm hearing a lot of.
I keep hearing that too, but I just can't see right now where Teddy would go.
That's the thing. I can't find a spot for him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Unless it's another backup spot. So to me,
San Diego should call.
To me, I'm dropping McCown.
Yeah.
If Teddy's ready to go, I'm dropping McCown, and I can at least roll with Teddy. Teddy could at least be, if healthy and everything, and he got his athleticism back, which I'm hearing is coming back. He's a year removed from the injury.
Yeah.
I mean, he can be no worse than Ty Guy, right?
Nah, can't be.
Well,
yeah. I'm just concerned about that cold weather. Teddy didn't do good in the cold, and there ain't no dome like it was in Minnesota.
Well, that stadium wasn't. The stadium was being built. They were playing outside in Teddy.
That's right. Yeah.
They were playing at University of Minnesota.
That's right. That's right. But yeah. I mean, well, would you carry a third? A lot of teams don't carry a third quarterback, but would you just keep McCown down to keep him in? Darnold Deer's trying to teach him, but I guess that's what the quarterback's coach is for. What you need him for?
Right. I mean, they got some options, like you said. The only thing about trying to flip Bridgewater is where is he going to go? What are you going to really get for him?
I can't think of a spot. I really can't.
And the reason I say I give Teddy a slighter edge is the athleticism. He's able to move around and do a few more things than McCown can.
I do think it's going to be some jobs available this summer because Miami and Cincinnati going to have a decision to make about their quarterback situations.
Did you say Cincinnati?
Yeah.
Yeah, come on, man.
They're going to have a decision.
Team that keep giving Marvin Lewis extensions.
That's true. So
Red Rifle might be there still, cuz.
Yeah, that's true.
Nah.
I mean,
I would think they traded away A.J. McCarron, didn't even give him a shot.
That's true. All right, these additions, I like all of them for the Jets. Tremaine Johnson, they paid him real money coming from the Rams. Teddy Bridgewater, as we discussed. Isaiah Crowell will play well for them. I like that. He's solid.
Mm-hmm.
Terrell Pryor, that's a low-risk, high-reward addition. And Andre Roberts is a, special teams cat. But people act like the two wide receivers they had, they're 1 and 2. Both of them almost put up 1,000 yards last year.
Mr. Arrest, Robbie Anderson.
Robbie Anderson, just stay.
Well, he cleared all them charges now though, so he good.
Yeah, he cleared them charges. Just stop going.
It was him and who's the other guy? Oh, Jermaine Kearse, right?
Jermaine Kearse had 65 balls, 810 yards.
Okay, so you got them two coming back. Quincy Enunwa, who was supposed to be the main guy last year, but he had a neck injury. He'll be back, and you get to add Terrell Pryor.
Yeah, that's pretty solid, man.
Some pretty solid options. Pretty solid options there. And the defense, I think, is going to play well. The Jets defense, they kind of like Miami. The defense is pretty much always going to play hard. It's just can the offense keep up? Do you think Sam Darnold starts sooner or later?
Nah, if they smart, they slow cook that thing. If they're smart, but everybody ain't smart. So
I mean, if they come out, let me look at their schedule. But I think a lot of this time that's kind of what dictated, right?
Yeah, the first 6 to 8 games.
New York Jets. Let's see. They start off at Detroit, at home against the Dolphins, at Cleveland, at Jacksonville, Denver, Indianapolis, the Vikings, all at home.
They could lose every one of them games. Cleveland's only gimme.
I think they can beat the Dolphins. I don't think Cleveland's a gimme in Cleveland.
Yeah, that's true.
I think they can beat the shit out of the Broncos, definitely.
I don't know, dog. Where the game at?
At home.
Well, that's possible. That's that early game, that West Coast travel. But Case Keenum is supposed to solve that problem.
Never know what you're gonna get out of Detroit. I don't know. That's you can't really tell. I don't see any for sure wins. Other than the two I named. They can go either way.
Either way, but yeah, my
I don't think he sits long though.
Nah, well, yeah, if it goes the wrong way, it makes sense. So it makes a whole lot of sense.
Yeah.
All right. I figure we got the same division winner. I can't really say I got a big disappointment from this division. My bold is it bold to say the Jets are going to be the number 2 team in the division?
I mean, if that's what you want yours to be, like you said, I can't see the Dolphins or Buffalo really doing anything.
Yeah, so we'll see. New England's going to win the division.
I really don't have a bold prediction.
It's hard. I mean,
I definitely don't have a biggest disappointment because I don't expect much out of these teams.
No.
I think you alluded to it. I say Adam Gase gets fired sometime during this season.
Oh, you think they do it this season? Or now that they ain't gonna wait till Black Monday?
I mean, if they come out the gate garbage,
go ahead and get it out the way.
What you waiting for?
There you go.
Go ahead and get the jump on the coaching search.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, people, we're gonna move on from this division, the AFC North. We're gonna move on to the NFC North. This is always a good division to talk about. But I really feel like we're going to see some good play out these 4 teams this year. I really feel like it. Well, last year we finished up with the Vikings going 13-3, 5-1 in division. The Lions went 9-7, 5-1 in the division as well. Green Bay went 7-9, 2-4 in division, and the Chicago Bears went 5-11, 0-6 in the division. Last year pretty much seemed like a red shirt year for Chicago. They got their young quarterback. They had much of nothing around them. They wouldn't let them throw the ball a lot. So it just seems like it was a red shirt year for them. Minnesota got it done, but they didn't have to play Aaron Rodgers much.
Right. I mean, yeah, of course, Green Bay's record at 7-9 is skewed because, Aaron Rodgers was out most of the time. Mm-hmm. The Bears are everybody's saying they're going to be one of the better teams or one of the teams that should improve this year. 5-11 wasn't all that bad if you want to give them a glimmer of hope. what sticks out to me is though that they were 0-6 in the conference. Yeah. And did they do?
Yes.
Do they really do anything to close that gap? I don't think so.
Their whole shit is riding on Trubisky getting better. Their whole thing is riding on that. I mean, it's like they gave him weapons. I see that, but I mean, if the quarterback doesn't get better, the weapons don't matter. So,
and I expect he should get better.
Yeah.
I think the other teams in the division, even that were already good, got better.
Oh, absolutely.
So that's the thing with that. I think the Vikings have a better quarterback.
Absolutely.
The defense is still there. Dalvin Cook will be back.
Yes.
That's going to be a big thing, and I don't really hear anybody talking about that. I don't know why.
Well, they're not talking about that because they know they got the $84 million man up there, the $84 million guaranteed man in Cousins.
Right.
We talked about windows and how much time you got to get stuff done because we mentioned it earlier. Stephon Diggs got a big bag of money the other day to continue playing wide receiver for the Vikings. Kirk Cousins, you got to get it done, big homie. Got to get it done. This is the best team I think he can say he played on since being in the NFL. Defense, offense, you got skill position. Your line is good. They were 22nd last year. That ain't great, but this should be the best team he's played on. What are you expecting from Kirk?
Bar none. From Kirk Cousins?
Yeah.
I mean, probably more the same.
Mm-hmm.
More the same from him. He's going to give you more than Keenum, down the field and what have you, chunk plays and things like that. But he's going to have some turnovers that make you scratch your head at the most inopportune times too.
He loves throwing that big pick, man. He loves it.
Yeah, but with a solid, what should be a solid run game, where I think are better receiving weapons in Thielen and Diggs than he had in Washington. Even though Jamison Crowder was good, I like him, but they didn't really have much else because Jordan Reed stayed hurt. And I think Washington's second leading receiver was that's Vernon Davis. So he's going to have some better weapons here. It's going to be hard to live up to $84 million guaranteed. That's going to every time he throws a pick, fumble, they lose. No matter whose fault it is, that's going to come up, and so that's going to be some different kind of pressure that he's not used to dealing with, and that's going to be, I think, is what can make or break their season.
I just thought about something. I mean, you're right about that. I guess his fans are going to look at things that way, but I mean, by the time the season starts, he's going to be what, third highest paid, fourth maybe.
Oh, I can't remember what he's in the
Minnesota's
up there.
Yeah, because I know Matt Ryan should be highest paid at this point. And they said Aaron's moving toward a deal, but we're talking about the Vikings fans. They're going to think $84 million. That's all they're going to see. So they're going to want him to produce.
Right, especially when they went 13-3 with a guy on the cheap.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But if I'm a Minnesota fan, I realize I can't expect a Case Keenum to have that kind of season again.
No.
Times and not know that's not going to happen. So
no, absolutely not. So, and the defense is locked in, ready to go. They brought in Sheldon Richardson. I think that was an underrated signing as well to put on that defensive line.
Right.
They got a grade A with the draft, so we're going to see what happens. Let's talk about the Detroit Lions. They finished second in their division last year. Detroit might be that team every year to where they got a chance to win most games, but you really have no faith in them.
They picked up Kendall Wright.
Okay. Yeah, they did pick him up too. But it's like you don't know what you're going to get from Detroit. It's like they can win some games they're not supposed to win, but then the ones they should win, they don't win. Never. And so
they're the Redskins.
Yes, basically. They are the Redskins. They brought in Matt Patricia because I believe they're trying to get some of that New England vibe, but we're not sure. Yeah, there you go. We're not even sure he's that. We don't even know if he's that, but they're gonna bank on it.
I don't feel good about the Matt Patricia head coach thing.
Everybody, man. One day we're gonna do an after-hour show, and we've been sitting here drinking, and we're gonna talk about the difference between these ones and these twos. People, everybody is not a one. He does not give off one. I don't see it. He doesn't.
And a lot of these coaches, and I'm probably the ultimate give the benefit of the doubt until you prove me right or wrong guy. I just don't see it.
I just don't. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being a solid DC. There's nothing wrong with it. These teams be jumping that gun, wanting to make the next Belichick. It ain't like that. It's really not that easy. But they're gonna live and die with whatever Matthew Stafford does. The big number that sticks out to me, Matthew Stafford got sacked 47 times last year, people. 47 times. He's a tough guy. He's gonna hang in that pocket. He's gonna try. He's gonna move around. But you can't keep hitting the ground that much. You can't. I remember my team went up there, the Panthers, and we hit the shit out of them a lot.
Right.
We teed off on them. So you got to protect them. And some kind of way they finished with a 19th rank as far as offensive line. So
what I'm assuming that's mostly for pass protection because they damn sure ain't opening up no running holes.
Hell no. Oh my God. Their running numbers, that's atrocious.
Does that say 838 yards between two running backs?
Between two running backs.
Abdullah and Riddick.
Yep.
And, I mean, you bring in LeGarrette Blount. I mean, he's solid, but Abdullah been on that injury table a lot, and he ain't been in the league that long.
I don't think he's gonna make the team.
Abdullah?
Yeah, they talking about him not making that cut possibly. They drafted Kerryon Johnson in the second. I liked him at all.
Okay, that's okay. I'm looking at just what's on him. Like, okay, Riddick and Blunt. That's what they rolling with. Okay, forgot about Kerryon. You right?
Yeah, he was hurt a lot too, but I liked him a lot better. He's bigger. He's a 3-down back. They don't.
I like Abdullah more as a kind of scat back type instead of a lead back.
Exactly. So, but if you got basically they went with 2 scat backs last year. Something has to shake. So, and I look at the numbers. They seem fine. I don't like their wide receivers.
No, I like Marvin Jones. I like Golden Tate as a slot guy.
I guess I don't know.
I think they depend on Golden Tate too much as a one, and Marvin Jones has too many. Where the fuck is Marvin Jones games?
Right.
He might have 12 for 230 and 4 touchdowns this game, but you can rest assured. You can pack it up for the next 3 weeks.
Right. And Golden Tate wants the bag. I mean,
the way these receiver deals going right now.
Can you blame him?
I mean,
92 balls, 1,000 yards, 5 touchdowns. That had to be better than what Brandon Cooks did last year. I
was just about to say, give me Golden Tate. If I need somebody to catch a 3rd and 8 pass across the middle, give me Golden Tate over Cooks.
Shit,
I know if he get hit, he gonna hold on to the ball.
Put Golden Tate on that Kansas City team for that same $50 million they gave Sammy Watkins. A lot of these teams are banking on the possibilities instead of what may actually happen. Their offense was fine, but total defense 27th. That's no bueno. Y'all gotta do better. Something gotta shake. But this is Detroit. I mean, this is what they do. They got rid of Eric Ebron. I don't blame y'all. Y'all drafted that dude top 10. He couldn't hold on to a cold. I don't blame y'all.
Where did he end up going?
He's the second tight end in Indianapolis now. Now, he'll eat with Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck will make a tight end good. So he'll eat there.
Yeah.
But they had to let that go. That was, especially they took him 10. Odell went 13 and set the damn league on fire. So,
right.
Shit happens. But, all right, let's move on to Green Bay. With Green Bay every year, I was looking at Aaron's games played because I wanted to see exactly how many games he played this past year. He only played 7.
We'll say 7 or 8, right?
Yeah, he just played 7 last year. And I was looking, I was like, okay, does he get hurt a lot? No, he plays 16 most of the time. But this man has to walk into their negotiations knowing y'all need me more than I need y'all.
Way more.
I mean, they suck when he doesn't play. It's just that simple. They're not good if Aaron Rodgers is not on that field. They're not. Jordy Nelson went from the penthouse to the outhouse last year when Aaron Rodgers left. And I don't believe Jordy's done. I don't believe it. It's just Aaron Rodgers knew how to get him going. So, Devontae Adams, you are the number one now, sir. And you played like it last year.
I was about to say, yeah, he was number one last year to me.
Yeah, I mean, but it's you can say it, but Aaron didn't play the whole time. But really, it started the year before, to be honest with you. The year before.
Toward the end of the year before, you're right.
Yeah, it started toward then. But I'm concerned about the concussions. I'm concerned about that because he keeps getting hit in the head. And that's not cool. But, he's there. They paid him. He is the one. They brought Jimmy Graham in. What do you think Jimmy Graham got left?
Oh, I think he still got something left. I give him 50 balls. I'm
not saying he sucks, but what I'm saying is I think people been expecting New Orleans Jimmy Graham since he left New Orleans. I don't think you're going to see that. Russell and them tried to force feed that ball to him left and right last year. It's just, you're not going to get that anymore from him. And plus, another spoiler alert, Jimmy ain't taking them hits, people. He'll let that ball fall off his hands before he take that hit. He's not the most dependable when it comes to that. But I think he's going to be solid with Aaron Rodgers. He will be solid.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be New Orleans Drew Brees, but I think he'll be much better than he was in Seattle.
Absolutely.
With Seattle's lack of a competent offensive line or run game, and Doug Baldwin, even though he's good, he was probably their best receiver the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot to kind of open the field up to make things a little bit easier for Jimmy in the middle.
Yes, sir.
That will happen. There should be some easy opportunities in Green Bay, definitely, and he's got a slightly better passing quarterback as well.
All day long, and he'll get 10 touchdowns, I believe. I see that happening, but
I'm going 10. That's kind of sexy right there.
No, I mean, he had 7 or 8 last year, and he was playing with a dude, pirouetting as soon as the ball was hyped. So Aaron's going to get him going, but I'm most excited this year about Green Bay with their defense. I'm thinking they're going to have a better defense. It wasn't terrible last year. 17th in rushing, 23rd in passing wasn't great, but they damn sure addressed that in the offseason. I think their first 2 picks in the draft were corners, if I'm not mistaken. I like them picking up Mo Wilkerson. He's playing for a bag. They need, beef in the middle. But I'm thinking they're going to have a better defense. If you give him a defense, Aaron Rodgers, I'm saying, good things tend to happen. Give him defense and a running game. I'm not too sure about the running game. I don't know what's going to happen with that. But I'm expecting the defense to be better.
Well, the defense took a very big hit today.
Oh, I heard the linebacker he broke.
Yeah, Jack Ryan, they starting middle linebacker, torn ACL. He's done.
Damn.
That's gonna hurt.
Yeah,
that's gonna hurt. You don't find middle linebackers, aka your defensive signal callers, anywhere.
Nah.
So we gonna see, but yeah, it's all the defense has to step up. It has to step up. It's kind of always the Achilles heel of this team.
I still think back 2 years ago to that playoff game in Atlanta to where the Falcons ate them alive. I think they were down to like their 8th corner at the time.
Yeah, I would say they had dudes off the street playing corner.
Yeah, injuries always seem to get this Green Bay team, but when they have it all together as far as defensively, Aaron takes care of the work. But last thing on Aaron, 120, you think?
120 what?
You think that new contract 120?
Oh, I don't. Whatever it takes to make him the highest paid. Yeah.
Big.
Right. My last thing on this team, they plethora of running backs. It's going to be interesting to see who kind of takes that lead.
I kind of like Jamal Williams from last year when he got to play.
It seemed like they all played good. Ty Montgomery struggled up in the first part of the season. Then he got hurt and he was out for the line until late.
Yeah,
and I think Adam Jones is it Adam Jones?
Yeah, I liked him too.
He came in and he was good, and then he got hurt. And then Jamal Williams came in and he played pretty good. And I want to say he got hurt.
He got hurt too.
He got hurt, and then it ended up back on Ty.
Yep.
So I don't know what's going to go on at that Now, of course, Ty Montgomery, he can serve as a receiver as well, because that's really what he came from.
Can he get a running back number so I can respect him at running back?
Nope.
I mean, does that not look stupid? Is that just me? Does that not look dumb?
I mean, it does. It does look crazy. It does look crazy. So we'll see. I want to say, and this is way off topic. Well, not way off topic because we did do the AFC East, but I want to say Sony Michel is running around with number 51 on.
Are you serious?
I think. Don't quote me on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey man, let's get back to running back numbers, wide receiver numbers. Let's come on, y'all. Come on. All right, last team in this division, the Chicago Bears. Well, the first thing I think Chicago did, in my eyes, was get rid of John Fox. Sometimes a subtraction is an addition. I know that man done survived cancer. He done went through some shit. He was a coach of my team for some years, but hey, man, I don't even like him on TV. He's working for ESPN right now. I don't like him on TV, but hey, they give you jobs on TV now. So
John Fox sucked.
Yeah. He's that's not the answer, people. But he was kind of screwed in a sense because they had nothing on offense last year. Nothing at all.
I mean, they had Jordan Howard and Tariq Cohen.
I'm sorry. I'm when I say nothing, I mean skill position outside of running backs. That's all they had was them two. That's it.
Yeah.
Cameron Meredith liked him, but he got hurt.
I was about to say he got hurt.
And they let him walk. They let go of Alshon Jeffrey. It just was a bad year. Their tight end destroyed his leg. He's not playing no more, I'm assuming, right?
Zach Miller?
Yeah.
I want to say he is in somebody's camp. I don't know. I know they said they did save his leg. I think that was the big thing at first, that they were trying to just save his leg. I saw an update on him sometime over the summer. I can't remember exactly what it said though. Whether he's retiring or moving on to another team or something, but they at least saved his leg.
Well, I like when teams surround their young quarterbacks with weapons. And Chicago went and got Tyler Gabriel, Trey Burton, Allen Robinson to play those skill positions. Hey, they're trying to help him. Now, I'm not sure what's going to be of Allen Robinson because normally it takes about a year coming off an ACL. Normally, unless you're Adrian Peterson.
Right. But, I want to say Allen Robinson.
His was the first game of the year.
I would say did he even play last year? I want to say
first game of the year, like first series.
So he's had okay. Yeah. He probably won't be full strength until later in the season, mid to later in the season. But he's gonna be a good option. Cameron Meredith is still there, right?
Nah, he's in New Orleans now. They didn't match his qualifying offer.
Okay. Marcus Wheaton was there last year? I guess he was.
Yeah.
Okay, so they had what? I like Kendall Wright.
Yeah, they let him walk.
Let him walk. Okay. Now, I think Tyler Gabriel, if used the right way in that slot, he can be a beast. We saw what Shanahan was able to do with him a couple of years ago in Atlanta. Last year, Sark didn't do much of nothing with him. So we're going to see if Trubisky can get him the ball. Now, Trey Burton, did he get big money? Because he really just had a big year last year, right?
He's like the third or fourth highest paid tight end. Matter of fact, he's close to making – either he's making what Gronk makes or making more. 1 year.
Off 1 year?
1 year.
Okay.
Man, I just thought about it. Shawty, could you imagine Allen Robinson's first home game in October, November? That shit ain't Jacksonville, dog. That wind gonna be howling. He got to play in that a lot.
Oh,
that's cold up there, cuz. That's real cold. That's the Hawk.
Yeah. We're gonna see.
But I still expect them to pull up the end of the division again. I mean,
yeah, like I said, I'm still thinking they'll be around that 5-11. If they're lucky, 7-9 is probably the ceiling.
That defense played hard. I give them that. I mean, to have a top 10 defense, hey, you can't get no worse. Well, you can't get worse, but you got room to grow if you were 30th in total offense. You got room to grow. So
I mean, and we saying that they're gonna pull up the rear of the division and everything, but I don't think they're gonna completely suck. I don't.
Oh no, they're not gonna completely suck. Not at all. But
I mean, you got Cohen still. You got Jordan Howard running that thing. like you said, you done brought in these weapons. Hey, Trubisky, you got a full toolbox, buddy. You got a full toolbox. Let's see what you do with it.
Hey, at the end of the day, the NFL is a war of attrition. If you can stay healthy, you have a better chance. And, injuries come, things happen. So, yeah, I could be wrong about that. I could 100% be wrong about that, but we definitely going to see.
About what?
I could be wrong about Chicago pulling up the rear of the division. I mean, shit, they played hard last year. They won 10. They had a 10th ranked defense. So, if they get better on offense, they should be in some of them games. I bet if you pulled up their schedule from last year, it wasn't a lot of blowouts.
Right.
So,
like I said, the only thing that to me that concerned me was the 0-6 in the division. They have to make some headway there.
Yeah.
Can they make it against Minnesota? Probably not. Maybe they can split. Maybe they can split with Green Bay because they always play Green Bay hard. With that rivalry, and like you said, we don't know where we're gonna get out of Detroit year after year. We don't. I mean, we don't know we're gonna get out of Detroit week to week.
Oh, one thing we didn't discuss with Chicago, they brought in an OC who's a head coach now, Charles Nagy. He was up there in Kansas City. He was what's his name? Andy Reid's number 2. Mm-hmm. So maybe he gets Trubisky going. Maybe he gets creative with this offense. You know what Kansas City offense looked like,
right?
Maybe that works. Who knows? And
now we'll touch on it when we go over the AFC West. I was gonna tell you a few minutes ago, don't sleep on Sammy.
Oh no, I think he's gonna be solid. But I mean, I don't know if they was on the market at the same time. Golden Tate's resume is a lot better than Sammy Watkins, but you're looking at the potential, the chunk, and all of that.
Depending on what you're looking for, Golden is more speed or possession to me than speed, which is kind of what Sammy's forte is. And I'm just looking at Sammy and Patrick Mahomes got that cannon.
Oh yeah,
that's how I'm looking. And then you got Tyreek Hill on the other side with the deuces. Hey, we'll see.
Ain't that the shit? And then you got Travis Kelce, Kareem Hunt. They're gonna be solid, man. They're gonna be solid.
Damn, that's a lot of damn speed. Shit.
Yes, that is. Speed kills.
Damn. Okay.
A whole lot. Maybe that'll be the first one we do next week.
And the Raiders don't think they need Khalil Mack. Oh, whatever. Go ahead.
Right. Another corner got hurt for them too. So we gonna see. John Gruden up there with that analog. We gonna see.
All right. So who you think gonna win this division before we wrap this?
That's a good question, dog. That's a good question. I'm gonna go with Minnesota because I got faith in their defense, and I got faith that if Kirk was getting 4,300 to 4,500 yards down there with lesser weapons, I believe he should be able to get, if not the same, more up here in a dome.
I would say inside.
Right.
Yeah, inside with better skill position players, and like you said, a better defense.
And we didn't even talk about Kyle Rudolph. Kyle Rudolph.
I was trying to remember in my head. I was trying to remember who their tight end was. That's who it is, Kyle Rudolph. So
they should win this division. They should.
Yeah, not necessarily going away.
No. It won't be 32 wins this year for them.
Because as much as I like Aaron Rodgers, I just don't think his team is as good as Minnesota. So just for that reason, I'm taking Minnesota. But if you give me a scenario, if it comes down to one game,
Aaron Rodgers
at the end of the season for the division, I'm taking Aaron Rodgers.
But I like Minnesota's matchups though, because you can put Xavier Rhodes on Devontae Adams. Take that away.
But can you take it away in this day and age?
I like Xavier Rhodes. Even with them rules, he seems to get it done, even with the rules.
Right. But Aaron Rodgers ain't going to throw for 150 yards a game.
That's true.
I don't care who the defense is.
Hey, but then Anthony Barr come on, pile drive him again, fuck up his shoulder.
Hey, there you go. You finna get them cheeseheads mad.
Hey, he just need to stay in the pocket. Once he get out their pocket, they free to hit him any way they want to, and that's every time he get injured. Where is he at? Outside the pocket.
There it is. You got a bold prediction for this division?
Bold prediction. Not really.
I got one.
What you got?
The Packers do not make the playoffs. The NFC
that's very feasible.
The NFC is loaded.
That's pretty bold too.
The NFC's loaded.
That's pretty bold.
That's the only thing I come up with at the top of my head.
I can't think of nothing. I still thought they should have brought Dez in, but that's me.
Hey, we still got a couple more weeks of camp.
Hey man, y'all get that boy Dez a job, man. He ain't do shit. He just wanted Snake Lee and that sucker Dakota to look out for him last year, man. Just look out for him.
Man, Dakota ain't trying to hear it.
Hell nah, Dakota. Nah, he towing that company line, eating Papa John's pizza and shit. Let's get up out of here, boy.
Yes, sir. People, we appreciate y'all tuning in to us. Got in 2 divisions tonight. We looked at the calendar last week and realized, wait a minute, we got this many divisions to go and only this many weeks before the season. We either need to do 2 shows a week or we need to get 2 divisions in 1 show. And the older we get, less work is always more. So these
2-a-days was scary, cuz I was like, whoo, 2-a-days?
So this definitely helps right here. So we may be able to do a show going forward. Maybe we might have to do 1 more week or 2 because we do want to get some of you guys on here to talk about your teams, get some predictions.
Yes, sir.
Things like that, and do like 1 big show right before the season actually starts and just kind of freelance that. So we'll definitely appreciate y'all watching us on the YouTube channel, also on the Spreaker platform. Keep listening to us there. Hey, tell these people where to reach you at on social media if they ever want to pop something.
At ReK6000, holla at me. I talk sports.
All right, you can reach me at Diego Barish on Twitter as well. In addition to listening to us on Spreaker, watching our ugly ass faces on YouTube, also check out our Facebook page, IG page, and the Twitter page. All 3 of those you can find us at AA Sportscast. Again, that's straight sports, baby, no chaser. For Diego Barishnikov, for Uncle Hate, we are AA Sports, and we're up out of here. We'll holler at y'all next week. You enjoy the Hall of Fame game tomorrow. We're going to get some baseball in next week.
Hey, y'all T.O. does his shit Saturday, don't he? We got to talk about that. I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, T.O. has his Hall of Fame ceremony at UT Chattanooga. I wanted to go, but it was like it's going to be storming, and I got some shit to do. So we'll talk about that next week and see how that go. Hopefully it's not only like 12, 13 people in the crowd.
I hope not.
Oh, man, that'll be a fail.
Terrible.
Oh, man. People, again, AA Sports, straight sports, no chaser. Y'all be easy. We'll holler at y'all next week. Peace.